Hello, welcome to another edition of Mrs. Pilcher's Bookshelf. I hope you're having a wonderful week. A lot of us have already started school and some of you are getting ready to go to school. And I hope you have a wonderful year. Now, last week's book was the story Follow the Drinking Gourd. And the pictures are just very whimsical and kind of folk artish, but it tells the story well. You can tell from this picture what the drinking gourd is. It is the Big Dipper. It's the story and pictures by Jeanette Winter, and this edition is published by Scholastic. Let me read you a little bit about this story. And this is right at the very front of the book. In the early days of slavery in the United States, many slaves tried to escape their cruel bondage by fleeing north, usually to Canada, to freedom. By the 1840s, a loosely organized group of free blacks, slaves, and white sympathizers formed a secret network of people and places that hid escaped slaves on their dangerous journey to freedom, a network that became known as the Underground Railroad. Traveling along darkened roads at night, hiding out by day, moving slowly upriver hundreds of miles of connecting waterways, the fugitive slaves endured many hardships. Slave catchers hunted them down with dogs. Many were shot or hanged. And even after crossing into the free states, runaway slaves could still be captured and returned to their masters for a reward. One legendary conductor on the Underground Railroad was a one-legged sailor named Peg-Leg Joe. Joe hired himself out to plantation owners as a handyman. Then he made friends with the slaves and taught them what seemed a harmless folk song, Follow the Drinking Gourd. But hidden in the lyrics of the song were directions for following the Underground Railroad. The drinking gourd is the Big Dipper, which points to the North Star. When the sun comes back and the first quail calls meant spring, when travel might be least hazardous. As the runaway slaves followed the stars north, they would come across Peg-Leg Joe's marks Peg-Leg Joe had made in mud or in charcoal on dead trees, a left foot and a peg foot, and they would know they were on the right trail. The river that ends between two hills was the Tombigbee River. The second was the Tennessee River, and the Great Big River was the Ohio River, where Peg-Leg Joe would be waiting to ferry them across to the free states on the other side. From there, the fugitives were guided from one hiding place to the next until, with luck, they made it to Canada or other safe places in the north. And this is the story. Here's the picture. At night they walked again, singing Joe's song and looking for the signs that marked the trail. The river bank makes a very good road. The dead trees will show you the way. Left foot, peg foot, traveling on, follow the drinking gourd. So he gave them directions, and story is just great for talking about slavery, Underground Railroad, freedom, the hardships that they endured getting to their freedom. And of course, there's a picture of Peg-Leg Joe waiting for them on the ferry. A serious topic, but one that needs to be discussed and told. And of course, even the people who would harbor them in their homes, of course, they put themselves in danger as well, but they knew they were doing the right thing. And they were very creative in the way that they got these people across. And then in the very back of the book is the chorus for Follow the Drinking Gourd. So I hope you can find this book at your local library or on Amazon or at a local bookstore. Just another great book to add to your collection. Now this week's book is about one of my favorite animals, a giraffe. Let me read you a little bit about this story. This is a true story. This is the true story of a wonderful giraffe that lived a long time ago. She was young and beautiful, and she belonged to the Pasha of Egypt. In the year 1826, there had been a disagreement between Egypt and France. What can I do, the Pasha wondered, so that the French people and the Egyptian people will be friends? I know what you can do, the French ambassador told him. You can give the King of France a present. What do you think he'd like? The Pasha asked. The ambassador thought very carefully and then replied, I think he'd like a giraffe. The people of France have never seen one. That's an excellent idea, the Pasha said. I'll send him my beautiful giraffe right away. So the rest of the story is about getting the giraffe to France. So I think I've probably given you enough clues as to what the title of this story might be, and I would love for you to leave it in the comments section below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk with you next time.